So Roseanne Barr is kind of a god-awful piece of shit, and has been for quite some time. You know, racist as hell, transphobic as hell, apparently a whole lot of other things. But she managed to get her show revived, which means that a lot of decent actors, good people, managed to get work, and that's always a good thing, right? Well, not so much. While her show was on the air, it basically was a vehicle for all the bigotries of the assholes who voted for Trump, packaged in nice, wholesome ABC family goodness. But then Roseanne Barr went ahead and managed to get her show canceled by being herself. Well, of course, the right got all up in arms and started complaining, free speech, and of course this exposes the deep hypocrisy at the heart of the far right. Because where's their joy and love for free speech when it comes to NFL players? Except that it's not a matter of hypocrisy. It's a matter of lies. You see, it's only hypocrisy if they really believe what they're saying. But they've never believed in free speech. Not really. As far as Trump's base is concerned, as far as the evangelicals, as far as the KKK are concerned, the U.S. has only ever been a country of, by, and for white people. Rights only apply to white people. And even then, those rights only apply so long as you are saying the right kind of thing, doing the right kind of thing. If you're the right kind of person. That's what it means to be fascist. If you're part of the in-group, you're fully human and fully deserving of the protection of the law, the protection of the government, the protection of the police. But if you're not within the in-group, then you are not fully human and you deserve whatever you get. You deserve to lose your job. You deserve police brutality. You deserve all the things that the far right would like to do to you. Everything that the fundagelicals, the KKK, the fascists here in the U.S. have always done throughout U.S. history. Betrayal, murder, even genocide. They aren't shy about using violence on the bodies of people who don't belong to their little club. They never have been. They've always been well in favor of it. No, they're not being hypocritical. The KKK, the far right, the evangelicals, the base, the Republican voters. They are not being hypocritical. They're lying, but they're not being hypocritical. This is what we've been gearing up for, basically, for the last 50 years, ever since Nixon started the Southern Strategy. Well, I should say he adopted the Southern Strategy. Goldwater ran on it, too. They just didn't formalize it, and they didn't do it particularly well. But Nixon did do it well. He invited the KKK into the heart of the Republican Party, and they accepted. Took off the hoods, put on suits, and started lying their asses off about their true motives. Once you understand what their motives are, once you understand that they're just lying, you'll see that their behavior is always geared toward achieving their true motives, which is to oppress anyone who is not the straight, white, fascistic, Christian man. Women need to be controlled. Therefore, eliminate sex ed, eliminate birth control, eliminate abortion. That way women can be enslaved. Eliminate any and all protections for any sort of person in color so that they can be enslaved in service to the white man. Eliminate all sorts of protections for queers so that they can be either murdered or enslaved. And then murder is always acceptable for women and brown folks as well. No. Roseanne's firing and their protestations, none of this has displayed any sort of hypocrisy. They've never been hypocrites. They've just been liars. Just as Trump's campaign exposed their naked, ugly hatred for anyone not like them. So, hopefully, these sorts of incidents expose not their hypocrisy, but their dishonesty. In slightly lighter news, I have been doing, a lot of reading lately. Sometimes I just do some reading, sometimes I do a lot of reading. And night after night, I read the second book of the Malazan Book of the Fallen series, and the first book of the, I don't actually know what that trilogy is called. The book itself is called The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. Those are excellent, excellent series. And they're both fairly dark, fairly complex sorts of world building. I am absolutely loving N.K. Jemisin, just because it's rare to have someone who includes so many different kinds of people. Not fictional races, which is what apparently some sci-fi authors think diversity means, but actually different kinds of human beings. Malazan, Book of the Fallen, I'm loving. It's really hard for me to follow, but I am loving it. It's going in directions that I'm not expecting. It's very interesting in that way. I have no idea where it's going to go from here, from the second book. It's a long series, so I have a ways to go before I find out what's going on there, I think. But also, he doesn't, the author, I can't remember his name. I'd have to get up and go look for it, and I don't care to. He's not big on explaining a whole lot. I appreciate authors who build those deep, complex worlds, and then, show, don't tell sort of thing. That is nice. And, sticking with the sci-fi news, I came across an interesting article. Engineers at UC San Diego have developed nanorobots. They are ultrasound-powered. Well, saying they're powered by the ultrasound is rather misleading of the article, which I found at Science Daily. It's more that they are guided, steered, controlled using ultrasound. What they are gold nanowire frameworks that are covered with membranes, red blood cell membranes, and platelets. So that way the platelets can bind to pathogens and the red blood cells will absorb and neutralize the toxins that those pathogens tend to produce. This provides us with an alternative to antibiotics for antibiotic-resistant bacteria like MRSA. So I think that is an interesting development, a win for the STEAM team. And that'll do it for this episode. So, just a quick reminder, I am podcasting this series under the title Social Justice Alchemist. And, of course, on YouTube, not only do I have this series, but I also practice guitar roughly every day, and I'm starting up an intro chemistry course. And I have another podcast where I and a group of friends are attempting to destroy the universe in Dungeons and Debacles. You can find that one at dungeonsanddebacles.com. See you around.